Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Ken Bozak.
And we're live. How goes it, bros? GM in the afternoon. Thanks for tuning into not another Bitcoin podcast. How goes it? I'm your host, Ken Bozak. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Double O Tats. How goes it?
Man, that's going good, man. You know what it is. Double O Tats, the Black James Bond with the tattoo, man. You know what I'm saying? You just, pushing this Bitcoin cash all over the world, man. I'm riding with my Smash Lemon brothers, man. We headed to Venice Beach. It's lit, bro. I'm happy we got the new guest, Keith David. What's up, man?
How goes it? Yeah, it's Kirk David Phillips. That's our guest. He's
Kirk,
remote.
Kirk.
He's remote
Keith David is that one guy.
in today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start at the beginning, bro. Why don't you introduce yourself? Let us know a little bit about who you are and how you got into crypto and what you're doing now in the space.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I so love the origin story, right? It's always still fun. So yeah, Kirk David Phillips, and so started back in actually the very beginning for me was 2013. I was on a plane flight back to the East Coast and grabbed the Wall Street Journal. That was kind of like my airport thing. Grabbed the Wall Street Journal for some fun reading, and the Silk Road story it was a
Wow.
big article. So it was the FBI takedown story of the Silk Road, and that was like a multi-page thing in the you know in the paper there. But Bitcoin was kind of tangentially discussed. I mean, of course, it was part of the story, but it was kind of tangential to the rest of the story. So I heard about it. I didn't dive right in, but that was like late 2013. And then roll the clock forward, it was like maybe end of 2013, or it was like the last week December, first week of January. I just say like Jan 1. I just call it Jan 1's my beginning. A nice clean date. So I'm hanging out. We're gonna have kind of some type of like shindig, and there was a friend over. He was there early. And she says, "Hey Kirk, I want to ask you for some advice." I'm like, "Sure, what you got?" She says, "Hey, my husband and I want to spend $1,000 on a computer so we can mine some Bitcoin and make some money." She's like, "What do you think about that? What can you tell me?" And of course, I didn't know anything about it, so I'm like mega extreme hyper skeptical, like most of the time, right? And I'm like, all my machinery is going like this, like, what I'm saying in my head is like, you don't know what you're talking about. You better go get your facts straight, you know? But then what I actually said was, well, I don't know anything about it, so I'll go research it for you. I'll get back to you, is basically what I said. But inside, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Of course, as it turns out, I was the one who didn't know what he was talking about, and that was all real. And so basically that sent me down the rabbit hole. That single question actually changed the entire trajectory of my life. So
Wow.
I'll
And you were
tell
so
people
skeptical about it too. That's awesome.
super skeptical. Yeah. So I basically after that I went way down the proverbial Bitcoin rabbit hole story that you hear from a lot of people. Been there ever since. But I ended up spending the next 2 years, 2014 and 2015, writing a book called The Ultimate Bitcoin Business Guide, which is kind of interesting because it was like I was learning, I just did a deep dive and was learning as I was writing the book. It wasn't like I was already a domain expert and then I'm writing a book, right? And looking back on it, I can't believe I had such conviction over doing it. Hey, because you'd be like contacting people or meeting them in a conference or calling them up and say, hey, can I interview you? I'm writing the book. Can I interview you? And it's like, wow, I can't believe I had kind of that much bravado at the time. But anyway, that's how I got into it. This is a super deep dive right from the beginning. I mean, if I hadn't have been doing that, I probably wouldn't have gone as deep early, and be into it like I am, man. So that's how I got into it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Respect. I guess what was some of like the most interesting things you learned while writing the book that kind of kept you going deeper down that rabbit hole? Because it does feel at some point when you're first getting into it that there has to be an end to this, right? Like at some point I could potentially be an expert in this field, and then you keep hitting those branches that you start to realize, wait, this is a never-ending experience of education. Writing the book,
Oh
what were
yeah.
some of those key moments that stood out to you?
Oh, dude, you were spot on with that. That's funny because it was like, let me see. Yeah, because I even remember sitting in there in January where I bought a few other, got some other resources, and I remember sitting there. It was like second week of January. I was like, am I doing this or am I not? Am I doing this or am I not? And I'm like, all right, I'm doing it. So I guess it was probably about a year into it, somewhere near the end of 2014. And then I thought, you know what? I'm a month away from finishing. And then I ended up being a month away from finishing for a year. It kept like going on and on and on and on, right? And just kept like, well, it's just not done yet. It needs to be more. It needs to be more. It needs to be more. I remember Bitcoin mining specifically was like trying to wrap my head around Bitcoin mining. I think it took me about 9 months to where I was at least sufficiently satisfied to say, all right, I think I understand it good enough now. So, but yeah, I had a lot. I talked to a lot of people to get them to explain it to me, so I can see why other people still have a challenge with it. Like, what is that mining thing? There was that, and I remember getting a lot of quotes. I thought there was like I used one chapter in there, called Bitcoin sound bites, and I just like let s- uh, you know say what Bitcoin is in the words of other people. What are other people saying about it? Bro, that was a favorite chapter, like Bitcoin sound bites and stuff like that, and just
Yeah,
and
that's
then it
some
was
of
other
my
like
favorite
practical
stuff is hearing
tools.
people try to explain
Yeah,
Bitcoin. Like, what is Bitcoin? Everyone's got a different way of explaining it.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, some people blow me away. I'm like, damn, I'll hear it and I'll be like, damn, that was eloquent. It's like I couldn't, wow, I couldn't even say it like that.
Most people I
Especially
talk
the
to,
way
they
certain
always
people
say
do it.
it's like stocks and bonds. You invest in it, like as freshman they always say. And I'd be like, it has investment tools and capabilities, but that's not what it was created for. Like it's currency, like cryptocurrency. I always got to say that part. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, the investing piece is almost like kind of tangential in a way. There's so much more to it, but
Have you
yeah,
considered a second edition to the book, considering all the stuff that, you must have learned since then and, all the progression in the space, especially around like AI,
yeah,
interoperability, atomic swaps, all that stuff,
yeah.
Like
You
this
see.
is that's definitely prime for part two.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Well, I mean, it's one of those things. You know how fast the space moves at light speed. It was like, I mean, it was stale before I finished the book, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right.
exactly. It's so
But the
crazy.
interesting thing, this is already 10 years on. I mean, to me, what's kind of cool, but I look back on it now, I'm like, wow, it's kind of a classic now. It's like a history book almost. So the staleness has turned into a different thing, which is like, it's a little piece of history to go take a walk back in time.
Yeah, and when
So
it
that's
comes to crypto, you can't just jump in and start learning today based on, the BIPs that have been implemented by Core today or whatever. You kind of have to go back and start from, SHA-256, the white paper, Laszlo with the Bitcoin transaction for pizza, and work your way up to wherever you eventually get into crypto.
yes, sir. Absolutely.
It
So
was,
yeah, there's probably some other stuff in there. It's been so long, I can't. There's probably some other stuff not coming to me right now, but it
you
was
should
a
do
great
an
exercise.
audiobook. Just read it out loud and put it out there for an
I did
audiobook.
actually.
No
Yeah, I did
shit.
really well. Yeah, Stephanie,
Wow.
do you remember the Let's Talk Bitcoin podcast from way back?
Yeah.
Adam, Adam, Adam Levine and Andreas Antonopoulos and Stephanie Murphy and then later Jonathan Mohan. So yeah, Stephanie Murphy is she's a voice actor and among many other things. So she actually does a lot of voiceover work. So she narrated it,
That's
with
badass.
a nod to, especially a female in the space. It's kind of cool, like a female voice bringing a male's voice, voice as in the written word, a
Yeah.
male voice, and a female bringing a male voice to life was kind of cool.
No, that is awesome. Where can I go to
Yeah.
listen to it?
Yeah,
It's
I was about to say the same thing.
it's all Amazon.
Oh, it's on
I can,
Amazon. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'll hook you up with a link and stuff, but yeah.
I'll drop that in the description for everyone listening on all this stuff because we're
Yeah.
live streaming on multiple different platforms, not just YouTube. We're on Twitter, YouTube. I think I'm live on Instagram and some other stuff too. I think so. Uh, all right, so it was good to see you at East Denver, by the way, man. Fucking
Yeah.
always love running into you at conferences. What's your tour look like for the rest of the year? Are there any events that you're looking forward to attending?
Yeah, it's been a heavy spring, beginning of the year. I just got back from I was gone for almost like 3 weeks. I went to this thing called the San Juan Social Cruise, which is super cool. So a guy started a thing called San Juan Social Club. It's got like 6,000 people. It's basically like just to bring people to like native Puerto Ricans plus like expats, if that's what, transplants, whatever they call themselves, but just bring really everybody together in a community fashion. And then three
On a
years ago,
cruise?
started. Well, no, that's just like kind of
Oh,
like
okay.
community there. But then, yes, it then turned into like this year was the third year of the cruise, which is kind of cool because it was like business networking and meeting all kinds of people doing all kinds of cool stuff. So, of course, what I love about that is it's tax deductible, of course. So,
What I love I love crypto cruises. Whenever there's like a crypto cruise, is because everybody's a hostage of conversation. No matter what, if
yes,
I get that CEO, cornered, he has nowhere to go but to
yeah,
listen to me talk and
got it.
answer all my questions.
So let's see. Let's see. What are the years?
When is the next crypto cruise?
Well, that cruise actually wasn't crypto specific necessarily, but it was a good idea for to do something like that because I was telling some people yesterday, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you could do like a ETH Global cruise or this or that or the other." But actually, what's interesting is I learned that 6 out of 7 people that attempt to do a cruise of that fashion, they actually fail. It's actually rather difficult to pull off a cruise that's successful for whatever reason. People not getting enough people sign up or this, that, or the other. But yeah, so I went to so Anthony Pompliano has a conference called Bitcoin Investor Week in New York City. Apparently, it was like the fifth one. I never heard of it before, but I got an email and it said, "All right, first 25 people that, or maybe not first 25 people, but we're giving away 25 tickets." So respond if you want one. So I replied back, and I guess I won a ticket. So I went to
That's
that.
awesome.
That
Did you
was
get to
like
hang out with Pomp?
mid-February. What's that?
Did you get to hang out with Pomp?
No, I didn't get to hang out with him. And I was actually, it was pretty small and intimate, but I was like, it was one of those things where you're like, it was like a lunch session coming back in. And I was like kind of behind him in the hallway, like by like one or two strides and stuff. So I was like, hey man, thanks for, or whatever, thanks for the ticket, stuff like that, or great conference. But I didn't get to quite, you know, have a conversation other than like a quick thing walking along. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, he's a
So that
real
was
bro,
that was
bro. That guy is undercover in a suit. He may look good in a suit, but I swear he's not doing that. Outside of just trying to get inside, like SLC Punk. You can only disrupt the system from inside the system. But yeah,
yeah.
Pomp. When people don't know him and I hear them talk about him, I'm like, you only seen him yell at people on the news. Wait till you actually get to meet the guy. He's such a bro. I fucking love Pomp.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. Dude. I'm telling you, man, that's an awesome conference. It was like I said, pretty to me, kind of pretty small and not like huge thousands and thousands like crazy consensus
Yeah, not
stuff,
like
but like
NFT NYC or anything.
yeah, not like that. But like I mean, dude, all the caliber of people that he had there was like over the top people but he did it like he kind of did it like one on one Johnny Carson late night style, so there were real like one-on-one interviews because some of these panels are just like feel like to me like they're Charlie Brown's teacher, like wah 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 on the panel or whatever. It's just like kind of hearing the same thing. So I thought it was really awesome. And then of course I saw you in East Denver, which is the following week, right? And then I just went on then I got off the cruise, and then there's another conference called Tokenize that Michael Turpin puts on. It's Bid Angels Tokenize conference. I think it's the best kept secret conference in the circuit because it's talk about small. It's really small and intimate, but like really high caliber people. Like you want to meet some people. There's all kinds of a whole variety of different people doing stuff. Like you said, anybody you want to talk to, that's your time.
Yeah,
Talk to them.
Tokenize is definitely the best conference to go to for that intimate elbow rubbing opportunities because you'll just be sitting there doing nothing, and next thing you know, like the CEO you were hoping to meet or the founder you were hoping to meet, they're just gonna sit down next to you because it's like not to say small again, like but it is intimate in the sense that it's not got the opportunity for grifting or like the scammy, here's a booth, buy my
Yes.
ICO shit. Like so it does limit the amount of like that attendance doesn't really come in, but it is all top of the crop. Like, that's where the cream floats at Tokenize. And yeah, big shout out to Michael Turpin. I know he's doing something at Bitcoin 26 in Vegas as well. There's going to be,
Correct.
yeah.
That's correct. So basically, it's going to be for me. It's going to be a little bit like deja vu because it's basically once again it's Bitcoin 2026. As soon as that ends, it's tokenized conference, and I'll be back there again. 1 month later. So really cool. Talk about a great man. That's a great. It's a great venue and it's a great time. He puts on a first class show like all around, dude, from morning through night, everything. Legendary dinner, the food, the guests, the speakers. There's pitches, and he's even got Shaq's putting out an orange pill shoe. I guess it's
Shaq who?
you heard about that?
Shaq who?
Yeah, Shaq.
There's
The
only one
Shaq.
Shaq.
There's only one Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah, he's putting out an orange pill special edition. They're gonna pull up a tractor trailer, dude, full of these shoes at this
Wow.
What?
conference. I
In
don't know if he's
Vegas.
gonna make
It's
Weird.
in
it, but his
Vegas. It's
nephew's
in
gonna make it.
Vegas.
Yeah. So they're gonna be set. It's gonna be the debut of like selling these shoes like, for the first time. It's gonna be awesome.
Shit, that's kind of big as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Shaq?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know if I don't know if he's gonna make it. His nephew's gonna be there. He might be, but
I
I
bet
think
you
his
he
nephew's
shows
gonna be
up.
there.
It's Vegas. If it was anywhere else, I'd say maybe not. But whenever there's anything happening in Vegas, there's always the better chance of nothing.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity to go on vacation. Plus, for him, I'm sure he could write it off at that point. Makes one
Yes,
public
sir.
appearance, and then now it's a work trip.
Yeah.
Man, Shaq is beyond writing shit off, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Not when
Yeah,
you have a team of 300 people you're paying every week to get you everywhere. I'm pretty sure he
That's
still
it,
thinks
that's
how to
it.
write shit off.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude. He's really smart and savvy because
Yeah,
I
he's
saw him
insured
on
with
a
the general.
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
insured
yeah.
with the general,
It's
bro.
right. There you go. The general in the house. But yeah, he hopped on. I saw him on a free continuing education thing that he happened to be on, and I attended it, right? So he talked a lot about his backstory, but he was smart enough to know in the early days. You know how most professional athletes, you know how that story goes. It doesn't go well, where you end up
Oh, one of my
pissing all your
favorite early stories of Shaquille O'Neal was when he had the opportunity to sell shoes and he was selling them at this high end prices, and there was a parent after a game that was like yelling at him, essentially saying like she can't afford to get her son the shoes and like this and that, so that's why he made a deal, I think was with Walmart or Kmart. And that's why Shaq started selling the shoes that he would wear at Kmart or at Walmart or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I don't care about selling shoes for $120. Like, if I'm going to sell something, I want people that like watch me and support me to be able to afford them. So like, I'm going to wear shoes that I sell, and yeah, you can buy. I think it was Kmart. I don't remember. I don't think Walmart was like really a thing at that time.
Yeah, no, it was Kmart, but he created the Shaq shoes and put them into Kmart stores. But he never really wore Shaqs on the court though. Like
No,
they weren't
no, but he would wear them though. You catch him wearing them, like not on the court, but he was wearing the
He
shoes
would
that
wear
he
them
would.
around.
Yeah, he would
Yeah.
wear them around.
Well, I wonder how much these orange shoes are going to cost me. We'll
Oh, I
find out.
can't even imagine right now. The sneaker thing is insane. And then like what the best part is, if you do get a pair, the first thing I'll tell you is get them authenticated or something like that, because the first pair to be authenticated by one of those sneaker authentication places or whatever would
Oh,
probably
really?
be the most valuable out of the set, right? So,
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a great tip
yeah.
because probably don't, a lot of people don't know that.
No, not it's dude, I've been
Yeah.
trying to get into the sneaker stuff just because I think it's like interesting and yeah, until the IoT gets better with authenticating, I'm not going with
Hey, that's
some
crazy you say
girl.
that because I forgot to mention I got a guy, a shoe manufacturer, and he about to come out with some Bitcoin Cash shoes. Oh,
Oh, well, we got
There
to
you
put
go.
IoT in them, man. Like there has to be some kind of technology
Yeah.
in the actual shoe. It's not impossible. We could use NFC or RFID. You could put it into the
Yeah.
sole. Once it's
what
like
what what's RFID? What's that?
RFIDs like NFC, the near field communication. I can't remember exactly what RFID stands for, but it's
Radio.
radio. Yeah.
It is.
But it's basically like your tap card when you tap your card to pay for something. It's kind of like that, but it's way more secure because you can put more data on it. So you can make the key a little bit more complex, right? So like an NFC, you can copy that very easily. If I have like a flipper zero in my pocket and I sit next to you on the bus and you have your credit card on you, I could literally get an exact copy of your credit card just by sitting next to you on the bus because it's NFC. But if it was
Mm,
RFID, that encrypted key, like the key itself is so encrypted, it needs a physical handshake to say not only does it have the key, it's the physical key as well, right? So like,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, NFC works like copy
Radio
paste.
frequency identification. That's what
Yeah,
you got.
yeah, there. Thank you. RFID is
Yeah.
way better, but it is a little bit more expensive and a little bit more, cumbersome. But anyway, if you put NFC, near field communication stuff like that, tap it. It's just like a sticker. You could stick it to the sole and then put it inside the shoe and push it down, and that way it's kind of tamper resistant. If somebody tries to open it to get to the technology, it would destroy it, right? So I mean, and that way you can say, "Hey, I have Bitcoin Cash shoes. Are they legit or are they knockoffs?" You could tap your phone to my shoe and it will be like, yeah, it's legit.
Yeah. It seems like, I don't know for sure, but it seems like it would be relatively inexpensive for either one of those pathways there. So that would be real
So
cool to do that.
inexpensive. The reason you're not seeing Louis Vuitton or Supreme or Nike get involved with any IoT for authenticity of like product is because the knockoffs aren't a bug. It is a feature. They make money off that, or at least save money off that, right? When their manufacturer for like the Nike shoe can make money when Nike doesn't want to make shoes, and they can find somebody that's willing to pay them to run the machines to make the knockoffs, then that way Nike comes back to that manufacturer. It's going to save them some money to turn the machines on because they didn't really have to go 6 months without production. The knockoffs kept the industry running. So like
Mm,
it's
yeah.
and also with the cost of materials and everything as well. Like if your competitor is buying a bunch of this material, it doesn't necessarily mean the price will go up on you. It actually makes it sometimes go down because now there's an incentive for people to produce it, right? So that's why you're not seeing Nike do anything to say like, oh, you could tap your phone to a pair of Nikes and prove they're legit. They love the knockoff shit. Like it doesn't hurt them at all.
So yeah, I'll have to, I'll send you a picture. Or I don't know, maybe you'll be there. Maybe
Yeah,
you'll
there's
see
a
it
good
too.
chance I'll be there. I think Double O, if I can't find a sponsor, Double O said he might be sponsoring my flight to Vegas to get me in some trouble out there for Bitcoin 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That guaranteed.
Oh, I'm looking at the
I
shoes.
don't know about round trip though. One way. You stuck with me, bud.
You live here
He'll
now.
get you there. You got to figure out how to get back.
Yeah, he won't want me to leave. That's the thing, man. I do miss Vegas. I miss Double O. It sucks. I
Exactly,
just
man.
wish
You
shit
know I'm
didn't go
not
down
going.
the way it
I'm gonna try
did.
to keep you hostage. You already know.
And I know you already know the perfect person to keep me hostage. So it's like it is scary.
I'm texting her right now.
This motherfucker. Oh man. So I guess to kind of bring it back to the crypto convo from ETH
Yeah.
Denver, were there any projects that like really stood out to you? What was sort of your takeaway from ETH Denver? Because a lot of, the not the attendance, but a lot of the spectators on the internet, they were kind of trolling the conference saying like there was nobody there, and even Beeple made fun of the conference. And
Oh, really?
I thought
Interesting.
it was packed. I mean, there was some times early in the day, like, any time before noon at any conference is going to be a little empty because everybody partied the night before. But I thought it was always pretty well packed. I found a lot of personal ROI. Shout out to Phantom Wallet, Bit Refill, Tron, a lot of, different things that, kind of came to me from being there. But were there any projects that you came across, or anything that like kind of hit your radar as an attendee from being at ETH Denver that you were like impressed by?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. And by the way, great like analysis on that. It's like, I did hear some people were telling me, and I was there at ETH Denver last year, but I think people were talking about, I think they were doing a look back for a couple years and analyzing, comparing it to this year, saying that it was like maybe the attendance was down by 50% or maybe even more than that or whatever. But it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, so anybody of those people that you're mentioning, they're like, you know, trolling or like taking a jab at attendance. Tell you what, you're the one who's missing out because that's the conference you want to be at. All of them, really. But the one where attendance is low, that means that there's still some strong signal. All that means everybody who's there is serious, right? Like serious in one way or another.
Yeah.
Like versus just, because the people that disappear are the ones that weren't serious for one reason or another, like whether I don't know whether you're a builder or whatever your lane is. So really, that's actually the better time to even be there. You could
Yeah, there was a
argue. Those
lot of
small numbers,
builders though, man. I
right?
think the builders at ETH Denver outnumber the end users by like 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah. So yeah, so what I gravitate towards and have been is the decentralized AI and
Oh, cool.
agentic finance and all that stuff. I've been doing
Venice and
that.
shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see where like Venice necessarily was there. Anybody was, there for that, but it was just like there was a day the day before, or the first day, like Tuesday, there was a side event that was called Agentic Finance, and like that was super cool. And then, then at the main conference, there was also one day that had the whole day was decentralized AI day and stuff like that. So really revolving around agents and stuff like that. There was Kite Protocol, which is like a blockchain
Dude, did you
that
follow their token after ETH Denver, bro?
no, I
Holy
didn't.
fucking pump and dump, bruh.
Really?
I was
Yeah.
telling, that's why I want to say it out loud because I was saying it. I was like, I got a chance to talk to the Kite team, and I was going to do an interview with them, but something hit me weird. I was like, I got a weird vibe, right? So I was like, all right, let me just take a look at their like token, their charts and everything. I started to do like not a deep dive, but I was just like an hour long. I'm looking through it at the conference, and I told
Hmm.
everybody, I said, yo, if you want to make a quick double, if you want to double your money real quick, buy this token because they're about to pump it as soon as the conference is over. They're dumping it. I promise you, you could short it. Wait till the day after the conference, bro. Look at the chart. It was insane. It was so heavily manipulated based on like just the conference. You could see that. So I was telling everybody, like the 2 weeks after the conference, I kept sending screenshots to people I met at ETH Denver, like fucking
Oh,
told you so,
really? How
fucking
about that?
told you so.
Yeah.
Just from talking to their team, it gave me that vibe, and I was like, let me look at the chart real quick, and you could easily see the writing in red and green on the wall. It was like color by numbers manipulation. But I think the
Yeah.
project's
I
cool.
I didn't look into any of that. So yeah, I missed that whole episode.
Go look back at the chart after the
Yeah, I'll go
podcast,
check
and
it
you're gonna be
out.
like, this is actually insane. It's so obvious. It's like this is why it's still the Wild West. People say it's not, but I can see it still being quite wild.
So yeah, I think it's just, I mean, that was one particular project I remember during those sessions, but like talk to the Aztec guys. That's where I met you,
They're
right around the
cool,
corner
yeah.
from the
Yeah, the tech
Aztec
guys are
booth.
cool.
But just I just it just blows me away where I see like agents are going. and stuff
Speaking
like
of
that.
agents, did you see like the IRL AI robots that were walking around? They had like a human one, a little like dwarf one, and a
Yeah, I
dog,
saw
and
the little dwarf one. Yeah, I
dude,
didn't see
that
the
was
other
so...
one. Yeah.
I got to do an interview with it on stage at ETH Denver. So like me and Miggy got to do a skit on stage, and I got to interview Buffacorn and all the different characters and stuff. And one of I think Miggy actually had to have the robot sit on his lap, and he told me it was like it weighed as much as he did. He was like, that little thing was so heavy.
Right. That's wild.
But
Yeah.
it was cool to see that they had like actual like humanoid, AI, not just like standing somewhere behind like, a booth, but they were walking around the entire conference for like 3 days. There was, multiple AI droids just wandering around the conference, which was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's it's a lot of alpha. To me, it's all about like those things is intel and relationships. That's the whole reason to go,
Well,
you know?
the I think the downside with like the Bitcoin conference is there's not much alpha, right? Like that's a totally different conference,
You're
different
right. Yeah.
reasons to go. I mean, it's very Bitcoin centric in the sense that maybe you'll get some layer 2 alpha, but I mean, that's not really alpha. So, you're just going for Bitcoin in that sense, and like for the camaraderie, I think, it's like 10-year anniversary or something like that, right? For the Bitcoin conference. I feel like I don't know if they were doing it
I'm
before.
not sure.
I
Yeah.
remember I went in 2016, I think, or was it 2017, and they were only doing it. So I don't remember when they started it, but yeah, I like to go because it feels like a reunion. See all like the alums that you've been seeing over the years,
Yeah.
people like yourself as well. I am
Yeah.
excited for Tokenize a little bit more than the Bitcoin conference because that's a more alpha adjacent kind
Yes,
of
it is. That's very
environment.
what. Yeah, I also I guess I see alpha as like even if it's like a known project or something like that that's it's like but if you talk to the people and the team and stuff like that, to me I kind of put that in the alpha category because you meet somebody who's a founder or a team member or stuff like that, get a direct connection, have a conversation about it. So, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
good stuff.
Oh
And
man,
and the after parties,
yeah,
same
dude, in
thing.
Vegas, they're
So,
the best ones. Except the problem for me is getting in. My biggest advice to anybody going to an event in Vegas is bring some black tie attire because some of these after parties and side events, they're free. It's all you can eat, all you can drink, open bar, free music, everything is you're catered to. But the venues in Vegas are limited to their dress code. So even if you're like a VIP speaker at a conference, they're not able to get you into the free after party if you're not dressed properly. And I refuse to, dress any way other than myself. So I almost never get into the after parties for Vegas stuff. But if you're going, definitely make sure you bring some nice shoes, a pair of nice black pants, and a button-up long sleeve because some of the
maybe
venues are...
what you need is you know how they have like it's like a shirt. It's just a shirt, but looks like a tuxedo. You know what I mean? Like
that
that.
would be that
Try
would be
that deal.
essentially my vibe, and a pair of sweatpants, but they look like the khakis. I've seen some of those like jean sweatpants or khaki sweatpants. So
Yeah.
that might be the route I have to go.
I could
I
see you
lost
just
audio
like
again.
that.
I plugged in my headphones thinking this wouldn't happen today, and it still happened. Sorry.
So of course, as soon as I start talking, you don't hear shit I say.
I hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm parked finally. Was driving, riding on the way to cash a check, head to Venice Beach, do some tattoos. Man, we had a fire day yesterday. Did another Bitcoin Cash tattoo.
On a
Um,
face, on a yo, this guy tattooed the Bitcoin Cash logo on a dude's face on Venice Beach, like outside on the beach, just
Wow.
yeah, it was fire for sure. And then
Yeah.
yesterday we talked and then talking to Yada Meal for about an hour yesterday after we got the podcast. It was fire, man. Talked about the plastic and Geist and all that stuff about locking in for sure, man. It's real exciting to be going to Consensus Miami this May. You going to Consensus, Kirk?
No, I'm not going to consensus. It's like I've been on a run here. It's like a week after, what the events we're talking about, Bitcoin
Yeah,
2026. tokenized. So
Yeah,
it's like, wow, whew.
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, I'm already like I don't want to say overscheduled, but it's gonna be tight. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
I think
tight. You
me
know what I
and
mean? Like I'm
Bobcat
done.
are looking at a road trip. So we're going from Bitcoin 26 tokenized road tripping from Vegas to cross the country to Miami for consensus or yeah, for consensus.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, there you go. All
That's
right.
gonna be crazy. I'll meet you out here, man. I'll
I'll
meet you out
meet you
here.
all
That's a
there.
long ride.
Well, the good news
Nope.
is any you're in Vegas, so any flight round trip is basically $200. So I mean, like that's like the
Right.
best place in America to live if you're going
Yes, that's
anywhere.
true. I was just thinking that. Totally. Yeah.
It's weird because
The,
it's not the most convenient place. It's just like I feel like it's sponsored flights, right? Like the casinos sponsor some of the cost of the flights to make it the cheapest place to fly in and out. Because it is not the most convenient place, but it is the cheapest place in America.
yeah, no doubt.
What are some projects that you're looking at right now from sort of that, investor angle? Is there anything that's standing out to you from the AI sector that sort of has an opportunity, or is it all still like too bubbly for you? Because I feel like that's what we're hearing right now is AI is in a bubble, and I know that's what was said about Bitcoin since the first block was mined up until yesterday. Bitcoin's still been in a bubble, but to hear that AI is in a bubble kind of hits different, and I don't know if it's because I'm not so much inside the box as I was for crypto when I heard, "Oh, Bitcoin's in a bubble." I could laugh it off and be like, "You don't know what you're talking about." But when it comes to the AI stuff, seeing Sora just now kind of being deleted, right, and not having a thing, seeing Disney kind of pull out of their funding for certain AI stuff, and
Mhm.
maybe that is the case then maybe this was a bubble or at least it was too early for it to even it was like a pre-bubble, but is there anything that you sort of see an opportunity in when it comes to like that overlap for AI and crypto?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I guess I'm not thinking about it, looking at it so much. I mean, you got that whole narrative, but that could be revolving around these giant, AI tech co's, the open AIs and the Anthropics and so on of the world, where there's getting these so many billions of dollars they're bringing in, and then it's got a gigantic valuation. And then the question is, you know, what's the revenue going to be looking like to kind of match up to that and justify it? That's
Yeah,
kind of where that bubble
they're
market's coming
running
in.
in debt
But
for like projected to be 10 years or something.
yeah. But you got these big AI data center multi-year contracts, multi-billion dollar contracts, stuff like that. But I'd be more interested in seeing, yeah, I think that first, I think that crypto and AI are a perfect dovetail together. They go together very well. And so I saw, another several, I guess it was probably good, what, maybe 15 pitches, for example, just like last week. They weren't necessarily all AI related or AI and crypto related, but some of them were. It's interesting how just to see like one guy produced a thing that was, and he was like, he's kind of an OG in the crypto space, OG developer and whatnot. And he's like, look, it's just like right now, it's just a team of one. I've only been working on this for a couple of weeks. He knew about the event coming up. He's like, I just was able to put this together just in time to do a presentation. So
Wow.
it's kind of like where you'd spin up an employee, right? You spin up an employee to do certain tasks and stuff like that. I haven't like played around with it yet. I mean, and not, I mean, I'm sure you've seen these things and heard these things, right? This is this guy's take, but it would literally create a face. It looked like a real person. It would create a biography too that went along with it. Like it would like you'd think it was a real person. It was a persona, a personality, like a description, like all these different things. And I guess it probably would also use as like part of the part of like the prompt, if you will, or the reference material when it does whatever it does. And it's okay, and then you're a marketing expert and you have experience in these different things, and it's kind of interesting. It was a lot of people seem to be interested in that particular project, but you know, there's 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 a lot of things out there. We'll see what I mean. I've also seen where some people are making stuff up and actually have been able to produce revenue without you know like real projects.
Yeah.
Whether some probably low hanging fruit is people are like making stuff where it can help you with your marketing types things like that. Maybe it's like posting stuff or just all that kind of manual stuff to take the human out of it. and or like, maybe like be like a bot in like like a Slack channel, right? And like substitute for somebody else and then gather all the information together and like
Oh
summarize it, things like that, like
no,
real
I just
practical stuff.
realized I think the first job AI is going to take that nobody's going to be upset about is Reddit mods.
Yeah.
Just I feel like
Yeah.
that's the first human job that will be taken by AI and not a single person will be upset about it except the mods, you
Yeah.
know? Cuz I would
Also, well,
love
maybe
that.
maybe the mods would even welcome it a little bit,
True,
wouldn't have to spend
true.
so much time in there.
Yeah, they do like to have that like godly kind of power, but they also might enjoy the fact that what they're moderating is actually a better environment. Yeah, that would be a great thing to incorporate AI into my life for too. Would be like to have it maybe I don't know. Again, I don't know the limits on the imagination, right? So I feel like a little kid with the what ifs, but it would be cool to feel like I could have AI watch this podcast, and while we're talking, it would just chat in the chat as like a viewer would based on the context of our conversation, right? It would be really cool to see like what does AI think of our conversation in real time as a viewer. That I think would be like for me cool because then the chat could engage with it. Maybe they agree, maybe they disagree. Then the AI could like start arguing with the chat itself. Like I don't know, that would be a cool way I would incorporate it. But
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't really feel motivated from an investment perspective to get involved in AI right now. I'm too worried about like the data center stuff. People in here in New Jersey, where I'm at, they're currently trying to prevent a data center from being built. I think it's in Cherry Hill or something. They're trying to build it. The military
Yeah.
just announced that they have, I think, 4 data centers being built on military bases. Not sure about like all that until the infrastructure's there. I just don't feel motivated to really throw my money into that, black hole. Because not to say like it's a bubble in the sense that it'll pop and won't be worth anything or nobody will use it, but I think when you're looking at it from an investment perspective, the bubble for investing, the opportunity to invest, that bubble is potentially too big for right now, considering all the things that are up in the air, the data centers, the water, the electricity. Their business model is to basically run in debt for about 10 years until they're like till they start making money, and then there's probably 20 years till they get to a broke even point, and then 30 years after they start to finally make money as like this AI company, right? So it's too long game for me to kind of even feel like it's worthwhile, especially when you look at the infrastructure for blockchain technology and the overlap into AI, where a lot of these miners can flip a switch, they go from SHA-256 to blah 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 AI, and I think there's way more opportunity in decentralized AI from an investment point than there is at all, period, in the traditional investment sector for like Anthropic, OpenAI, or any of that shit. Because Claude and all that, I mean, when you have these centralized companies, there's centralized issues, and I feel like a lot of them are going to start getting cannibalized. There's going to be a lot of acquisitions, a lot of bankruptcies, a lot of rebranding. Companies are probably going to get sabotaged by employees, like we saw recently in crypto. It took 6 months for that con to play out, but that was a mini game compared to some of the long games that can be played in centralized AI. It is an actual war zone when it comes to that industry. So I'm not even considering it outside of like if it's like what Eric Voorhees is doing with like Venice and stuff. Anything else, it's like whatever, because Venice could basically steal the accidental Anthropic leaked data. They accidentally leaked everything that
Yep.
ran their AI. Venice could essentially, the DAO could vote into implementing that stolen data that was leaked, and now Venice is the best AI, and nobody can really stop it.
Yeah, I thought somebody already did that, was what some people were telling me yesterday. Somebody, they took it and kind of like cloned it and changed it up a little bit and published it somewhere.
Let me
So
find
I don't,
that. Let me find that. Yeah, that's the stuff I'll throw money at. If they steal the traditional legacy corporate data and then they tokenize it somewhere, I'd much rather buy that shitcoin than buy a stock for a company that's going to get robbed inevitably. It's like when it comes to this AI stuff, there's really nothing you can do. Double O's got to go. Have a
well,
day, bro.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, basically, what it comes down to is I kind of I not kind of I do embrace the decentralized ethos kind of across the board. So then, therefore, when you overlay that with AI, then that's where I once again that's where I reside. Because of all the attributes that it brings, privacy, security, ownership, so we don't get sucked into everything that we create, everything that comes out of our mouth, all the stuff that's already happened by big tech with social media, except now it's going to be even, 10x or 100x worse, and that's all going to get sucked into some chasm where, we don't own any of our stuff. We don't own any of our own, we don't own ourselves.
Yeah, well, you don't. I mean,
So,
essentially, I feel like, a lot of, especially in like America, people don't like having like a social security number because it feels like a product number. You know what I mean? It's like you're not even allowed to do certain things to your body because your body doesn't technically belong to you legally. Legally, you're not allowed to do this without permission of some sort, right? So, I get it. For some reasons it's there to save people and protect them from themselves at some point, but some people feel like they were supposed to be born with paralyzed legs and their legs work and they don't feel like they're in the right body, so they want to remove their legs so they feel like they're in the body they were meant to be in, and they're not allowed to remove their legs because their legs function. It's a you have a mental disorder, and they're like, no, I just don't like that I have legs, I want to. And so
oh, really? That's crazy. I haven't heard that one.
oh yeah, that's real. I've been, yeah.
Wow.
That's, but I'm saying, like, I understand that, but you should also have the freedom to do said things, right? And yeah, I don't know how I feel
That's
about
why I
all.
like, yeah, that's why I do like, Venice, Morpheus, you know, projects like that.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, but the problem is with the AI and chain analysis, that privacy layer and all that stuff, it's really non-existent, right? Like the amount of hoops you have to jump through for true anonymity in this space in general, it isn't inherent anymore. It used to be, but because of all like the things in place and all the different interlinked things like Cash App, PayPal, Coinbase, Amazon, that you can spend Bitcoin, so now they know it went to this address or what. So many vector points of following the virtual money trail. I feel like crypto lost all of those things that made it as valuable as it was when it got to all-time highs.
Yes.
I think that's
You
what's
are
holding it back right now.
you are correct. Yes, it would take an extraordinary effort to try to be, you know, off the radar, if you will, or to maintain privacy in a, an extreme way, if you will. It's very, very, very difficult.
I'm happy I have this background today because I don't know why my dog has been going crazy out in the living room, but it is freaking out right now. I know you can hear it because I can see the decibel levels bounce. I'm like,
Oh,
man,
really? No, that's maybe, yeah.
well,
I mean,
maybe you can't hear it because Zoom is being really, really
yeah,
good with its noise cancellation, but the
filtering and stuff.
audience, the
Yeah.
audience can hear it, and I'm sorry for that. But it also just probably sounds like I have a background track because I have like the dog bone and all this I Heart Dog stuff.
Yeah, it goes along with the vibe. See, it's
It
all
definitely feels like my dog's like out back over there somewhere in the video, but anyway.
that's awesome.
We can wrap things up here. I got a few, like one or two more topics I wanted to touch on with you. What are your thoughts right now on like the mainstream and how crypto is being portrayed? It used to be Michael Saylor and Jamie Dimon were calling it a scam. The mainstream, when it came to the news, only really talked about Silk Road or Mount Gox and stuff like that. And they kind of see that narrative completely change to the point that they actually don't talk about any of the scams or problems in crypto anymore. It almost feels like they're catering to now the mainstream that got in. Where do you see the future of mainstream coverage for this space? Do you think we're going to see like Money 2020 turn into Crypto 2020?
Hmm, that's a great question. Yeah, you're right. The narrative has definitely changed. It was like, heavy naysayer narrative for a long time, like across the board, just because negative news sells by, probably 10 to 1 to good news. So wherever you can find the bad news or spin something negatively, that's what those folks are going to do. But I think there's a tipping point now as far as where you got venture capital so heavily invested, you got other institutional players are so heavily invested that it's like they're in. Okay, so whether you like it or not, it's a positive in the sense that I think we're past the tipping point as far as like, let's say Bitcoin or, I mean, just crypto in general getting squashed, if you will. Like, okay, like, uh-oh, we see what the potential is. We didn't realize this crept up on us, you know? We better shut that down. Like, I don't see that's going to happen. There's too many people are so heavily invested that, I think that's what I mean, that type of tipping point. So, um, and then you got, I mean, I know that the digital asset treasury narrative is like taking a beating, but it's like, okay, whatever. To me, that's going to be back. I think it's a temporary thing. Sovereign wealth funds, the other central banks, governments, the states, that was hot and heavy, but that was probably more than a year ago. But I think it's all going to pick up again. Now, I mean, the U.S., I know they got the Bitcoin reserve as far as confiscated Bitcoin. They're not going to sell. Now, we don't have the piece that's where we accumulate up to uh, whatever it's supposed to be, 5% or a
Yeah,
million Bitcoin.
I really feel like the country of America should have more Bitcoin than Jamie Dimon or Michael fucking Saylor.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
it's getting crazy.
allowing kings to be built, bro. Like that's what's happening, right? If we go all in on this, eventually there'll be fucking kings, instead of the nations being, the bigger bag holders, they'll be bestowed again to more corporate bullshit, just tokenized corporate bullshit.
Yeah, so we got I mean there's actually a website that's just like a state tracker. State state reserve tracker. There's like 30, there's more than it's like two-thirds of the states have some progress towards, you know, a bill. Not that everything's like
Mm.
passed and set in stone yet,
I
but
haven't looked,
there's
but I'd be
a lot
willing
of
to
traction.
bet Wyoming would probably be the most progressive for crypto. Even though I hear rumors that Wyoming isn't a real place and it doesn't exist. But if it did exist, but if
I
Wyoming did
thought it was there
exist,
once.
I think they would be the most progressive for crypto. I haven't looked at the
Well,
chart though.
I mean, they are. They're, I mean, that's what's, yeah, I think that surprises. I mean, they invented the LLC in 1977. That's the smallest state, smallest population, lowest population density. But they're forward thinkers. It's crazy. So they've already had, from years ago with Caitlin Long and like many others there, they've got, they led the charge of there's probably like 20 some,
Mm,
maybe even more than that now, like digital asset related specific laws, whether it's like privacy,
yeah.
ownership, stuff like that.
Oh,
And
dude, on that note, you
they
know
even
what's
have the,
crazy? Fucking New York
yeah,
City. New York City feels like it's its own country within our country when it comes to like anything related to crypto or blockchain, legally speaking, with like any kind of policies, legislation, regulation. It feels like a third world country inside of America. It is
like bit license and all that other stuff.
blows my fucking mind. You
Yeah.
like you can't do anything in New York. Like like I remember when I got into Bitcoin in 2015, 2016. I was at Philadelphia train station doing my Bitcoin meetup. Tone Vase was a speaker. So we had Tone Vase speaking inside the 30th Street train station. Like the
Wow.
train announcements are going off, people are standing up to go to a train, and then I see people on their laptops and they see us and we're talking about Bitcoin. There's maybe 30 people listening to Tone Vase. And there's a few people over there and I see that they didn't get on the train. They're just still sitting there. Like maybe they're getting the next train. And eventually a couple people walked up and they're like, oh, we're here from New York. We only take the train from New York City to Philadelphia so we can trade crypto. And then we take the train back home to New York City. That blew my mind. I was like, that why? Like,
Wow.
yeah, and like
Wow.
been 10 years, and I still feel like that's kind of the case for people in New York. You kind of have to get the hell out of there if you want to really be in the crypto space. It's
Well, there's also, I mean, property values is it's like crazy, dude. It's probably one of the top, it's in the top, very top tier for most expensive places to live and just
you know
property
why,
values.
right? You
There's
know
a lot of
why?
people that live in Philadelphia and they'll commute 2 hours one way
Yeah.
to go work.
Well, you know why New York's so expensive when it comes to the property value, right? It's all the private
What you got?
businesses that are allowed to buy up all the residential property. There should
Hmm.
be a monopoly law on these real estate companies and banks alone that they can't own a large majority of residential property. but it's all become
Yeah.
privatized, and it's all because of Airbnb and shit like that, that residential neighborhoods are being turned into fucking strips for these vacation spots. They're almost hotel areas or like, what are they called? Like a timeshare kind of thing, right? That's happening all across New York City. Like you see 7 floors of an apartment complex are owned out by a private real estate company, but they're Airbnb-ing it. So it's almost essentially they're operating as a hotel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right.
you can't live in New York, but you could vacation there.
Yeah. Well, back to Wyoming, they are again talking about them being innovators. They've now launched the Wyoming stable token project where they have Wyoming stable, it's like stable coins not issued by like, you got your private company like your Circle and so on and your Tether, but this is like a state that's
Oh,
now,
that would be pretty cool.
yeah, they created it's a Wyoming stable token commission, and they've now launched it, and they now have the Wyoming stable token. I don't know if there's going to be, various different types of stable tokens or just one or how it's going to work yet, but it just did get launched. So yeah, they're really forward thinking there.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Wyoming having a stable coin, that's perfect. I mean, let them be the beta testers, but I would like to see that across every state. Unfortunately, though, that probably would be where we secede, right? Like, if every state starts to create their own currencies and they have their own liquidity pools and treasuries, and they're not contributing to one national currency, one national treasury, I could see not like a full-on secession at the federal level, but at the financial level, something would have to be rewritten for like where things don't get taxed so badly crossing borders. Because right now, that's why like cigarettes cost more the farther you get from the farms. Every state that the truck drives through, they have to pay taxes on those cigarettes, and that's why in New York they cost the most because that's all the borders that had to go through. I think that could potentially play out if everybody goes into the CBDC stuff, unless we figure out a way to have like a federal chain, maybe a fork of Bitcoin, like federal Bitcoin, Fedcoin, right? And they use that chain to have multiple stable coins issued under it. That way the pool contributes to the federal liquidity. But yeah, I think that would start a whole different conversation for secession. Because if we let Texas do the stablecoin first instead of Wyoming, that's a problem. Or if we let California do a stablecoin before Wyoming, that could be a problem. Those two places have the best opportunities to secede, and they would probably benefit financially from it. That's like, I think, like, I don't know if you follow.
There you go. Well,
those
there's your
combos.
topic for the next podcast. Go down that rabbit hole.
I guess we could wrap it up
Okay.
here, man. Let people know where they can find you, bro. If you got any socials and stuff, I know you're usually up in the Bit Angels community, so definitely highly recommend people join Tokenizing Bit Angels community.
Yeah, so I'm at Crypto Bullseye Z, as in that's that's X, but like that's short for Crypto Bullseye.zone. So yeah, what I do is also just to provide education and intel, really, and because so many people have gotten wrecked, that's kind of one of the things I've been working on is just provide people with a trusted source of information and intel, education, stuff like that. So go there and actually even go in there for the blog. Socials are on the site, but go there for the blog. I put out a lot of good free intel, pay it forward stuff as well.
CryptoBullseye.zone.
You got it.
And that's where we could find the book and links to the audiobook as well.
Yeah, actually they are on there. Yeah, my other book is
I'm
there.
going to check that out. I might be actually listening to that while I do my editing for this Phantom Wallet.
I think that one's there. I got another book that's on there, but yeah, I think that one's there too. Yeah. All right, great talking to you. Thanks for having me on.
Likewise,
Appreciate
bro. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you in Vegas in a couple days. I
Yeah.
feel like it's right around the corner because like
it. It is right
everything
around the
flies.
corner. It really is.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, drop a comment in the comments below. That always helps with the algorithm. And as always, have a day.
Hello, happy bros. Hey.
Okay.
You're about to get a face full of the Ken Bozak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh, yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Ken Bozak. Oh, happy bro. some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Ken bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Ken Bozak.